Here's what I've been impressed about Chandler is there are places where Kaulig cars are known to be good, right? Plate races, road courses. There are places where we've been known to struggle, right? And Vegas is a hard racetrack. Phoenix, hard racetrack. You led 204 laps this year. Obviously, 1 win and 10 starts, which is freaking impressive, right?
Should be 2. Look ahead.
Should be 3, potentially. Phoenix. Kyle Busch, if he didn't race him like a butthole,
Well, that was we were
could have
third.
potentially won there too.
I mean,
I've
I don't
still
like.
yet to hear from him.
Kyle,
I've reached out
Kyle
to
used
him
to be
like
your
3
boss.
times.
Yeah, Kyle used to be your boss, right?
Yeah, he used to be my boss. He's the one that taught me all this. Like, how I raced him and all is exactly how he told me to race at KBM. So, anyways, I ain't going down this road.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah. Oh, no. We're going down the road.
I'm
What do
still-
you mean he taught you how to race?
Well, I struggled in the truck series in 2020, COVID year. Yeah, 2020 was COVID year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2019 had 4 races, were really solid. 2020, first mile and a half experience was Kentucky. I got chewed up, spit out, absolutely horrible. First time dealing with aero situations, and it was rough, like really rough. So I had a really big learning curve trying to figure out like why when somebody was on my door at times, I wasn't getting loose, but other times I were, even if they were on my door the same distance. So like he explained to me the whole, like if people are making forward progression on you and whatnot, they can suck you around. But
yeah.
if you go into the corner with forward progression, they can't suck you around. You'll have the side force. You'll be good. So like it took me a long time to learn the aero side of racing. Once I learned the aero side of truck racing and figured that out is when business really picked up for me. But truck racing, that is literally all it is aero racing. Like if you can learn, when I beat Kyle at Vegas, I aero blocked the crap out of him going into one. He had a huge run down the front straightaway, went into one. My spotter, Chris Lambert, told me he was coming, that I had to get up. All I did was I barely took a little wheel angle out of the steering wheel, just floated right up into him, and he lost the nose, and we won. So figuring that out in truck racing was really big. But back to my point, he taught me these things. He taught me the whole aero side. And, like, this is what you got to do. Like, you got to know that if you're sitting on somebody's door, that if you get wrecked, you can't be mad at the guy. Like, you can't be mad if I can't be mad at Kyle Busch for wrecking me at Phoenix, and I wasn't. Like, I was not mad at him at all for wrecking me at Phoenix. I was upset with him because if the shoe was on the other foot and I was in second, and at the time Kyle was in third and he was faster than me, he would have been really pissed if I didn't let him go, because at that time I was better than the 18, Sammy,
Yeah,
the
you
18
were.
at that
Yeah.
time. He would have been mad, right? Because I didn't let him go. So I was more pissed off at that point than being wrecked. Like, it is what it is. I didn't go into the corner trying to sit on his door. I went in just like I did all day, running the top. You don't enter on the fence at Phoenix in turn 1. Like, you don't do that. You do a diamond. Everybody was running the same line. So when I went back, the 98 had a visor cam. I went back and watched his visor cam. He had a perfect view of it. He didn't even, like, from that view, it didn't look like he was trying to even run the bottom. He was just trying to take my lane away right off the bat, which is fine. We were racing hard. That's fine. I'm just more upset at the fact we haven't even talked. I've reached out to him 3 times, tried to talk to him. Like, I want to get over it. He's a grown man, 2-time champion. Let's be grown men about it. Let's talk about it, get over it, and let's keep
So he won't respond.
Colleague Grayson hired him to make our program better, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep doing that. Let's not have anything hindering it. Let's combine efforts,
I
try to make it better.
I haven't seen a lot of guys make Kyle Busch run out of talent.
Did you hear that how it started? When I beat Kyle.
We beat him every time we raced him.
There you go.
I love Kyle to death.
In the
I
same
do.
car.
Yeah, but that's a big statement to say you've beat Kyle Busch every time
I
you
love
raced him in
Kyle to
similar
death.
equipment.
Like, he has taught me a lot of who I am today. Like, he has taught me a lot. I was at KBM for a really long time. I love him to death.
He's one of the best race car drivers to ever live.
Yeah,
ever.
like, I mean, no disrespect when I say this. Like, I just wish we would have talked, and still to this day, I want to talk to him about it. I want to talk about it so we can get over it and move on.
He's busy throwing Hail Marys at Ross. He's throwing a lot of Hail Marys at Ross.
I mean, he did at me too. That interview about the whole disrespect and all that, and that there was a truck driver. He was referring to me, he
Was he?
mentioned, yeah. I mean, he was referring to me in that interview. He was, because I was the truck driver that was with him for, I don't know how 2 years, he said, or whatever.
Yeah.
And
How
he
did
said,
how did that transition take place? Obviously, I don't know if there's bad blood now, or it seems like it, but
Everybody left Toyota. There's good blood. There's Chevrolet blood. There's bow tie blood now.
not Toyota. Kyle had some influence
Kyle.
on me coming to Colleague. I had conversations with him and my options that I had leading up to this year and what he thought. I leaned on Kyle a lot. Like, me and him talked a lot last year. We always been pretty tight to an extent. I leaned on him and asked him, was like, if you were in my position, with a wife and a kid, I'm young, I'm 20 years old. Like, if these are your options, what is Kyle Busch going to do and why? Tell me why. And he mentioned colleague racing, and the main reason was, this team is not going to go anywhere for a really long time. You got Matt Colleague as a team owner, got a Cup team that's building. I ran the Cup car this Sunday. We're not that bad. Like we're really, really new. We don't have
Only
that
2 years old.
We don't have that many resources. We don't have the same resources as RCR, and we drove up to them at the end of the race. So like we're doing good things. We just got to keep working on it. Like Brett just said, 2 years old. So he told me all this and told me to keep that in consideration. I mean, there was talks that Kyle was going to colleague. So he was a pretty big influence why I even came over to colleague racing in general. But it still just bothers me because I know how good of a relationship, even after Vegas. I mean, he came up to me after Vegas like, dude, good job. Like, we ran the same stuff today and you outran me. Like, props to you. Like, that's awesome to hear.
That is
like,
awesome.
And that's good to hear. Like, the respect that we had, it was all just thrown out the window because of that one incident. And we didn't even talk it over, didn't get each other's side of it, didn't say, all right, let's agree to disagree and move on and keep trying to build this organization up. Like, that's the reason he got hired.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're I mean, it's pretty cool to have a guy like Kyle be a mentor early in your career. I mean, obviously, we've seen a lot of talented guys come through here that don't help other people, and I'm not going to call anybody out for that, but we've also seen guys like Mark Martin, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch be able to help guys like you, man. And to be 20 and to be in the position you're in, it's got to be, I mean, dude, you're literally living a dream. You're 20 years old, driving a race car for a living, way ahead of life, right? Way ahead of where Freddie was at 20 years old.
Where were you at 20 years old?
Saeed's.
Not good. I was bartending.
Said not good.
I was
No, you're not good
bartending.
today.
I'm not good right now. But I was 20 years old was a long year for Freddie.
How old are you, Freddie?
40,
How old do you feel?
60. When I turned 40, everybody said, "You feel 40?" I said, "No, I feel 60, but I act 20, so I'm back to 40 again."